WWE Crush Hour for the Gamecube. This game was released in 2003 for the PlayStation 2 and the Gamecube. What is the difference on each console? Beats me, but I can't imagine it'll be anything more different than superficial. Do not quote me on that. Anyway, I think some of you want to know why it took me so long to get to the Gamecube games. Well, everyone knows that the Gamecube, while having a good reputation, did not sell very well. This is especially the case in New Zealand. I did not know anyone that ever owned a Gamecube, and hardly anybody ever talked about the Gamecube either. So naturally, tracking all the games down is quite difficult. But hey, I bought a Nintendo Wii from the local pawn shop, and I used eBay to buy all the wrestling games for the Gamecube directly from the UK. Yeah, that doesn't explain why it took me so long to get the games, when I could have done that years ago. I just thought it'd be more difficult. Anyway, I'm off topic. WWE Crush Hour. What is this game like? Well, from the front cover you can see that it's already a pretty different game from anything that I've ever played before. Not that I've never played a game where you drive around in a vehicle destroying other vehicles. It's just that I have never done that while playing as another wrestler before. Unless you count Monster Truck Madness 2, that game was awesome. So it's time to play the game. One of the first things you noticed is a video introduction. This video is all about Vince, who has control of all the television networks and has all of the WWE superstars on every single channel on every single program. Yeah, not only that, but the ratings are actually going through the roof. Okay. Did this idea come directly out of Vince McMahon's wet dream? It sure as hell sounds like it. Oh yeah, now we get to see the most dangerous idea yet. Having all the wrestlers beating the crap out of each other behind the wheel. Why would you need control of all the television networks to do this? I don't know. But whatever. At least it's better than no story at all, I suppose. I think. Screw it, let's just see what it's like. Okay. The menu is straightforward and keeps to the theme of the game, which I like. I say selecting the characters is quite interesting, because the vehicle models represent the wrestler's personality. For instance, you got Rikishi, who is known as the Samoan Bulldozer, as he is a actual bulldozer, etc. Pretty awesome, right? Moving on. This game has entrances, but they aren't worth looking at. So what is the actual gameplay like? Here it is. The controls are pretty simple. You hold down A to speed up, use the R button to fire your main weapon. There are also turbos you can use to drive really fast over short distances. I mainly used a turbo to collect other turbos. Oh, there is a power slide button too, which allows you to make sharp turns at high speed, which is good if you're being tailgated by an opponent. You can power slide behind them and try to shoot them instead. Although if you do a power slide behind them, they usually power slide as well to keep behind you. So you're both pretty much power sliding around each other in a circle while trying to shoot each other as well. I found this mildly amusing. The controls overall are very simple, straightforward and easy to use. This game is very playable. You can get various power-ups and new weapons. You can pick up additional health as well. The graphics do not look great. I know this game is not meant to be taken seriously, but still, the graphics look very dated compared to most games from the time. The vehicles, when they get destroyed, it looks and sounds very anticlimactic. The cars? I know they aren't all cars, but I don't want to say vehicle all the time. The cars just disperse into tiny pieces of debris. Debris that literally disappears before it ever hits the ground. You can barely hear any kind of sound effect when the car gets destroyed too. It's uninteresting, boring and lame to see a car get destroyed, which really should be one of the most coolest things to see. Speaking of the sound effects, the commentary sucks.
Huge Blast by Jeff Hardy.
It's done by JR, which is a good thing, but my god does it seem forced as hell. It's like the game has to string together multiple sound files to make one sentence, depending on what wrestler does what. You hear intervals as the game has to find the right sound file. It's distracting. There's no enthusiasm either, it's just JR reading one-liners in a stock commentary voice, which doesn't relate very well to what is actually happening. They should have just made it like this. Yeah, that's already way better. The level designs, they don't excel, but they are quite decent. Many of them aren't very big though, and some can be quite simple and plain, which isn't always a bad thing. They all do look different from one another, so it's good to see that kind of variety there. This game has a lot of unlockables, and unlocking them is straightforward. You do tournaments, win matches, and eventually you unlock stuff. That's it. No story or anything. So overall, I found this game to be pretty boring. I mean sure, the first few minutes are pretty entertaining, but that was it for me. The controls are good. This game is very playable like I said before, and the features, well, lack thereof, and the poor sound effects, and the bad graphics, and a terrible intro, which tries to explain how all of this is possible, is so bad, it sets a bad tone from the get-go, and if the intro was removed, it would not affect the game at all. Now that I think about it, I don't know if it's this bad unintentionally, or if WWE were actually trying to take the piss. This was WWE's first game to be like this. I don't think they knew how well it would do for sure, so they didn't throw a lot of money at it. Now it's understandable as to why WWE do not want to throw a lot of cash at something they're not sure is going to work. Well, at least when it comes to video games. This game kind of seems like WWE were trying to test the waters with this kind of genre. And since there have not been any sequels, it's probably safe to say that this game bombed. So my final words, this game did not appeal to me at all as a 13-year-old. And now that I've played it, the game appeals to me even less so. So no, I do not recommend it. That's been another review. Sorry if it's not that long. This game is quite basic and there's not much to say about it. So yeah, thanks for watching.